Everything the Los Angeles Lakers have done this summer points to the fact that Luka Doncic is staying in Southern California for the long term. The future of LeBron James remains unknown, but at this point, the Lakers are looking further into the future than he plans to play. That's why, according to Sam Quinn of CBS Sports, the Lakers are setting themselves up to land a superstar to pair with Doncic over the next few years. While landing someone during or before next summer might be great, Los Angeles has 2027 circled on their calendar. For the time being, both Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic are two names they are poised to go after. Both have player options for that summer, and both would fit very well with the perimeter-centric star they just locked down for the next few years. For the time being, both Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo are set to become free agents in 2027, Quinn wrote. They are banking on someone, whether it's Antetokounmpo, Jokic, or someone we aren't expecting, to become unhappy somewhere else. The cap space is their leverage, their way of saying you can give us your star, or we can take him. Doncic just signed a deal to stay in Los Angeles until 2028 at the earliest. After 2027, they have nearly half the salary cap free on the books, meaning they could be set up particularly well to land a superstar like Antetokounmpo or Jokic, whether in free agency or through a trade. The Lakers' master plan. This plan hinges on the fact that Doncic stays with the Lakers long-term. All signs point to that being the case, especially considering the historic payday he could get down the road. First, let's begin with Antetokounmpo. He's the one who's been more outspoken about his future, and though any speculation remains just that, he could be a superstar the Lakers are willing to fork over a big heap to land. For the first time in his career, Antetokounmpo is open-minded about exploring whether his best long-term fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere, Shams Charania said in May. It shocked the NBA world. While rumors quieted for the next few months, Charania restated that claim just days after Doncic signed his extension. There is nothing set in stone about whether or not Giannis Antetokounmpo stays in Milwaukee or whether he wants to leave elsewhere, Charania said on First Take on August 4th. That process has been continuing. There's been some conversations he's having with his inner circle. Antetokounmpo can sign another extension with the Milwaukee Bucks next offseason, but after Charania's reporting, that's not something the team should expect. Jokic remains a mystery. The Jokic side of things is a bit more speculative. He had the chance to sign a massive deal to stay with the Denver Nuggets this summer, but has yet to put ink to paper. If we were to stay, the contract he was offered was more than generous, but leaving the deal on the table could mean one of three things. First, it could mean retirement. Jokic has been open about the fact that he doesn't want to play in the NBA for a long time, and he could end things once his current contract runs out. Secondly, it could mean he's waiting for an even bigger deal. Lastly, it could mean that he wants a change of scenery. As a competitor, he wants to win, and maybe Jokic believes weighing his options in 2027 is his best bet. Additionally, he and Doncic are friends, and as Quinn wrote, should things go south in Denver, he'd have a close friend waiting for him in Los Angeles. Both Antetokounmpo and Jokic would be 32 years old when a hypothetical move would take place, a bit outside of the considered prime for NBA players. Regardless, both have accomplished things on the court that were seen as impossible for a long time, meaning even in the potential second half of their careers, the Lakers acquiring either of them would still be worth the effort. It wouldn't be anything new. All this being said, Quinn gave a spectacular response to any questions that this hypothetical could raise. Los Angeles has never had a problem landing star talent, and with Doncic, it only makes it a more appealing place to go. The 29 other teams are playing one game. The Lakers are playing another, Quinn wrote. Other teams worry about losing their stars. The Lakers plot to steal everyone else's. They didn't have to worry about Doncic forcing his way out, and they won't have to worry about someone trying to join him. Now that Doncic is locked up, the Lakers are almost certainly going to find him a running mate, and once again, like the Doncic trade, it's going to be a heist. They did it with Shaquille O'Neal, and they did it with James. As long as the Lakers exist, they will always be a top option for any free agent, with superstar status or not, to flock to in search of winning a championship. Quinn didn't say definitively that this is the direction the Lakers would go. He hinted that it would likely be their best option, and like them landing Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks, it would stun the NBA world. The Los Angeles Lakers have locked down their new star, Luka Doncic, for the next few years after he signed a 3-year, $165 million extension with the team. While the deal bodes well for Doncic, LeBron James was named one of the biggest losers in the aftermath of the contract by Sam Quinn of CBS Sports. According to Quinn, the Lakers have made Doncic the priority, taking his suggestions for the team instead of listening to James and his thoughts for the franchise. He also wrote that if a younger James were in Doncic's place, he likely would have urged the Lakers to trade draft picks for a win-now plan, instead of the slow-play strategy they are seemingly taking now. If a young LeBron James had been in Doncic's shoes, there is a good chance he would not have signed this extension, Quinn wrote. The James playbook, where he is still as young and valuable as Doncic, likely would have been to refuse to re-sign in an effort to convince the Lakers to trade future draft capital and hand out long-term deals for a win-now push. James has been a bit despondent this summer, not attending Doncic's press conference, and having his agent Rich Paul give a surprising statement to Shams Charania after picking up his player option for next year. LeBron wouldn't have done what Luka did. Quinn's take comes with evidence, stating that what James has done in the past shows he may have taken a different route if he were in Doncic's place. James has urged the teams he's been on to go all in with him, trading picks and assets for top players, as seen with Anthony Davis in 2019. He also has a history of leaving teams when unhappy, the Miami Heat in 2014, for example. James frequently signed short-term deals in his prime in order to maintain flexibility. When he wasn't happy with the direction of a team he was playing for, he left it, Quinn wrote. The Doncic deal is a slow play. The Lakers could have used their assets to land a big name, but they didn't, instead opting to sign veteran players on shorter contracts. This goes against what James has done his entire career. At 40 years old, he doesn't have a lot of time left, and it shows the Lakers are prioritizing Doncic rather than the few years James likely has left in the tank. Therefore, he's a loser coming out of this deal. If Doncic had expressed skepticism with the plan the Lakers presented him with, they may have had no choice but to throw caution to the wind, start trading draft picks, and desperately hope that would be enough to convince him to re-sign, Quinn wrote. Doing so might have increased Doncic's championship odds this season, and by extension, James as well, but it would have cost his team long-term flexibility. That doesn't matter to James. Clearly, it does to Doncic. Doncic also named a loser from the extension. In a bit less serious fashion, though it does have major financial implications, Quinn also named Doncic a loser from his latest deal. Though the Slovenian will make roughly $55 million a year from 2026 to 2029, he had the chance to earn even more. As a Laker, Doncic was eligible to sign an extension for up to 4 years, starting at 30% of the salary cap in the first year of the deal, Quinn wrote. If he had never traded from the Dallas Mavericks, Doncic was in line to sign a deal for 5 years worth about $335 million. He also could have signed a 4-year deal worth close to $220 million in Los Angeles. Regardless, Doncic is poised to have the chance to ink a contract worth more than $400 million with the Lakers in 2028, so it's not all bad. Doncic did use the structure of this contract to set himself up to recoup some of these losses, Quinn added. ESPN projects that he will be eligible at that point for a 5-year, $417 million contract, which would pay him more than $1 million per game. However, Doncic obviously has to wait 3 years to secure such a contract. The Lakers look to be going all in on Doncic, expecting him to stay long-term and slowly build around players he fits with best. That goes directly against the James game plan. While they did make off-season additions, James would have benefited from the team trading for another big star and making a strong title push next year. For the first time in his career, James is no longer a team's #1 option, something that could prove fatal for his future in Los Angeles. The domino that hasn't fallen during this NBA offseason was Giannis Antetokounmpo requesting a trade away from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Los Angeles Lakers, and every other team in the league, is waiting for the 2-time NBA MVP to finally clue in on how bleak his future looks like in Wisconsin. Antetokounmpo has described himself as a winner in the past. If that was truly his biggest priority, then the Bucks superstar should be due to clue in on the fact that Milwaukee does not offer him the opportunity to live up to that desired status anymore. Shams Charania joined Get Up on ESPN on Monday to discuss the Antetokounmpo situation. Frustratingly, the update did not deliver any short of meaningful traction in either direction for the former NBA Finals MVP. Sources tell me there's still nothing set in stone about whether Giannis Antetokounmpo will stay in Milwaukee or whether he will be leaving, Charania told viewers. He's continuing to evaluate his future. He wants to win a second championship. Giannis Antetokounmpo will need to relocate for another NBA title. Charania mentioned that Antetokounmpo keeps asking himself whether this Bucks roster is one with which another championship can be won. With all due respect to Giannis, that is not a difficult question to answer. Everyone can confidently see what Milwaukee has is not enough. The NBA world is waiting on Antetokounmpo to figure that out for himself. Perhaps it is difficult to finally pull the trigger on a decision to leave the only NBA team that one has played for during a 12-year career. However, the toughest choices are usually the most rewarding in the long run. The Bucks have suffered 3 straight first-round exits. The roster around Antetokounmpo has continued to struggle in its effectiveness since the 2021 NBA championship. Waiving Damian Lillard and signing Miles Turner will not be the fix that changes that. Is Miles Turner about to get Jeremy Granted? What will finally give Antetokounmpo a rejuvenated championship window is a change of scenery. The Lakers would love for that moment to involve the palm trees and dazzle of Los Angeles. Rob Pelinka and his franchise do not have the most attractive trade package that can be offered for the Greek Freak. However, they are not without assets altogether. The Lakers would need an assist from Antetokounmpo in specifically demanding a deal to Los Angeles. Should that be the case, it would quickly end their search for a superstar running mate to fill the void next to Luka Doncic after the eventual departure of LeBron James. Doncic has committed to the Lakers for the foreseeable future. What better way to reward that loyalty than by pairing Luka with another one of the NBA's top talents?